Is the way you treat leg spider veins about to change forever? For years, doctors and nurses have relied on liquid sclerotherapy. It's been the gold standard. But now a new technique is challenging everything you thought you knew. I'm talking about foam, and today I'm going to show you why it's gaining traction and give you a simple but yet powerful formula you can use in your practice. Until recently, liquid sclerotherapy with agents like Polidocanol and STS was the undisputed champion for treating leg spider veins. But what if there was an even more effective way to use these agents? We now have the ability to create true foam with very low concentrations, and it's changing the game. But before we get into foam, let's quickly review the core principles of liquid sclerotherapy. First, remember the low, slow, low, low technique for liquid sclerotherapy. I've covered this in a previous video and I'll put a link in the description, but it's crucial. Low concentration. For spider veins, use 0.25% or less of Polidocanol or 0.2% or less of STS. Slow injection. Take your time, injecting the sclerosant into the vein very slowly. Low pressure. Use gentle pressure on the syringe barrel to avoid forcing the solution. Low volumes. Don't get carried away. Multiple injections of small volumes, blanching a small area, gives best results. I personally still prefer the liquid technique, but the game is changing. The arrival of automated foam generators like the Varixio machine has made it possible to generate stable foam even with these very low concentrations. Just look at this demonstration by my colleague Enric Roche. This is 0.2% Polidocanol, and it's not froth, it's true foam. And here you can see him applying that same low, slow, low, low technique, but this time with foam. Now, I promised you a simple formula for sclerosant dilutions, and another shout out for Enric, who first showed me this equation. Now, I know the math can seem a bit complicated, but actually it's incredibly straightforward. Here's the formula. C1 multiplied by V1 equals C2 multiplied by V2. C refers to concentration and V to volume. Let's do a quick example. If you have a 2 ml ampule of a 2% sclerosant and you want to dilute it down to a final concentration of 0.25%, you must plug it into this equation. 2 times 2 equals 0.25 times V2. That works out at 4 equals 0.25 times V2, so V2 equals 4 divided by 0.25, which equals 16. That means you have to add 14 mils of diluent to make up a final volume of 16 mils. Now don't worry, I'll put the formula in the description box for you to refer to later. Now I've got my head round it, I find it much easier than referring to charts. Let's face it, we all carry around phones in our pockets with calculators, and doing the math is really very straightforward. One final tip. Remember that you have to dilute STS, Fibrovein or sodium tetradecyl sulfate. You have to dilute that down with saline, but Polidocanol, ethoxysclerol, you can dilute that down with either saline or water. Do you use liquid sclerosant or do you use foam? Have you changed over? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help get the word out about sclerotherapy. And why not consider subscribing? That way you won't miss my next video. Check out all the links in the description box below. There are lots of useful resources if you want to know more about sclerotherapy for leg spider veins. Thank you for watching.